This has been incredibly frustrating. I wish I knew this before I started. I have wasted a lot of time, spent hours, multiple days working on this, and I really blame it on the CX Racing manifold. Welcome back to the Lemon Factor. I'm Chad, and today we're gonna finally put our turbo in our project car, this 2003 Lexus IS300 Sport Cross. Now in the past videos, I've been taking a stage-by-stage approach to installing the CX Racing Turbo Kit. And while I've been doing that, I've been upgrading some of the parts on the kit, including the turbo. So I've upgraded to a Gen 2 Precision 6266 ball bearing turbo. And I can't wait to get this in the car. So in the last two videos, we did plumb the oil feed line, the oil return line. We added a whole bunch of heat management, including wrapping the turbo manifold. We have a turbo blanket to go over our turbine side of our turbo, and we've applied a lot of heat reflective tape right where the turbo and the manifold will be going. So in this video, I'm going to attach the turbo to the manifold, install the combination of the turbo and the manifold onto the engine. I'm going to route the oil.
I'm going to stop you right there and tell you it does not turn out the way he expects it to turn out. The good thing is you're going to have a lot of tips so you don't make the same mistakes that I make and waste a hell of a lot of time.
Before I attach the turbo onto the manifold and try to install it, I'm going to test fit it first because I want to make sure that the turbo is properly clocked, that if we have to make any adjustments, we do it now. So I'm going to loosely install the turbo manifold, put the turbo on the top, and just make sure the orientation is correct, both for the turbine side, the hot side, as well as the compressor side, the cold side. For the oil drain line, we'd like that to be as perpendicular to the ground as possible. Thank you for watching this video. If you're enjoying the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, consider subscribing, turn on notifications so that you're made aware of subsequent videos. Just a reminder that I do have another project car. So if you do subscribe and you see a video pop up about a 10th generation Honda Accord, don't be surprised. What you should be using is a proper set of turbo to manifold studs. And what they are, I have a set here from Summit Racing. One end of the stud screws into the turbo manifold. It then pokes out where you then place the turbo over those studs that are sticking out to then tighten down the turbo onto the manifold.
This manifold is a pain in the ass to install. You have to get it just right. Tightening down all of the manifold nuts is not that difficult, except for one, the one that is closest to the firewall. What I'm showing here is a crow's foot that you can put at the end of a socket wrench, and this definitely helped out a lot. You want it to be a little bit easier, take the studs off, at least the ones that are furthest away from the engine. Don't forget to install a turbo to manifold gasket. And here you'll see that I had to cut the two studs, the ones that are closest to the engine, because if you don't, you're not going to get, at least on one side, you're definitely not going to get that nut in place. So cut them down a little bit. That way you'll be able to apply the nut and tighten this down. And this is a new line that I created. The difference is that I used a 30-degree angle fitting, which helped out tremendously. Oh, such a headache trying to install the manifold with the turbo attached, the full turbo. Not going to be able to do it. At least I wasn't able to do it. And remember, this is a combination of the CX Racing turbo manifold and the precision turbo I'm using. You may or may not experience the same problems as I have because you may have a different turbo or you may have a different manifold. So you have to install it in pieces, which I took the turbine side and separated it from the compressor side, installed that. The very last bolt that is directly underneath where the drain line is, I wasn't able to get that hooked up. If you've used a precision turbo on a CX Racing turbo manifold and you're able to both clock the turbo into the right position and get all those bolts in place, I'd love to hear from you. Now we need to install the compressor housing, and even this was a challenge. The space in between the runners for the manifold didn't give you a lot of room. Only clock it so much before it starts rubbing up against the manifold. Very similar to the turbine side, I wasn't able to lock down the whole compressor housing. So I got two of the plates, which each plate has 2 bolts. That's done. I can't even fit my hand underneath there, up and underneath it to be able to get that last plate. I'm not happy with this situation, but again, if you're like, hey Chad, have you tried this? I love to hear from you.
While I had intended to install the downpipe and the wastegate in this video, that's not going to happen. This has already taken me a hell of a lot of time. I'm just glad that the turbo is finally in place. We have that hooked up to the manifold, and not that you could tell, but there's pretty strong fumes of PB Blaster. Right now I have some bolts underneath the car, the mid-pipe section of the exhaust soaking in that penetrating fluid so that I can get that removed and I have some more space to actually install the downpipe. But we're going to do that next video. We're going to install the downpipe and the wastegate, and then we're going to move on to the intercooler piping, and I sure hope that goes a lot easier than this did. I hope this was the most difficult part of the install because this was challenging, especially with the CX Racing manifold. If you're using a different manifold other than the CX Racing manifold, there's a high likelihood you won't run into some of these problems. With that said, I think we're done for today. I want to thank you very much for joining, and until next time.